Is everyone all right? Who's hurt? Azram, I saw you. Here, come here.
Yeah, I got a big chomp on my shoulder.
Oh my
All right, come
God.
here. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. 2nd level.
You're all seeing this too, right?
Yep. Dresden's eyes transfix towards the top. How much you?
I healed you for 20 points of healing.
20 points of healing. Wow.
Yeah.
Azram, you feel warmth pour into the enormous wounds gnashed into your side by the puppet Cerberus. And you're finally able to sort of steady your breathing and to focus on the otherworldly sight in front of you.
All right. We're safe. We're here. Everyone is accounted for.
But where is here?
You know, that's a good question. There shouldn't be another plane here. Because we were in a separate plane.
So now we're in a plane.
Well, I mean,
Long way from home.
how does that work? I mean, what happens if you put, a plane inside a plane?
Well, usually it folds in on itself. Just creates a tear. It shouldn't exist. It's not the way it works. I don't know why this is here, how it holds up. I just know that it's not right.
Now stands. And I guess we better tread carefully.
Are we all doing all right?
I'm fine.
Not just physically, like, are we all right?
Well,
Don't ask me that right now.
All right.
gonna be honest, I don't really want to risk my whole life for this.
Well,
But
we don't
I'm
have
curious, but,
We don't really have much of a choice now, so.
looking back, is that door gone?
Door's there.
Okay.
I mean, it's on the other side of it, but the
Yeah,
door's
we
there.
definitely do.
So. All right.
So we should prioritize getting out alive. Don't risk your lives over this.
Azram's like looking around, whistling, like,
I'm not gonna scrape you off the ground, okay?
I think that we should just get going.
Let's go.
You all make your way across the bridge.
Can I make like an inside check?
Yeah, actually,
I'm
I would like to.
What is an insight check? What is it? What is this? What do you?
I would love
What
to
do you?
do Arcana.
What are you trying to feel out?
I want
Vibe check?
I want to
Vibe check?
perceive. I
You want
want
to
to.
perceive, and you
What the
wanna-
fuck is
you
going
wanna
on with the
magically.
magic? Yeah.
Magically, vibes, perception. Go for it.
Wait, what's mine?
Your
Your vibes.
what-
Insight.
Insight.
Insight on the vibes. Roll for vibes.
It's like if you look on your D&D Beyond, I created a skill called
I'm gonna
Vibe
create a
Check.
skill called vibes. Yeah, create the next one that you can just roll whenever you feel like
What's the
it.
vibe, Kayla?
What am I
Just the
rolling?
vibe. It's great. Everyone's asking different questions.
23 for
23
perception.
Perception.
Am I rolling? You said insight.
Well, charisma. Sure, I'll give you charisma for vibes. Charisma for vibes.
You're so kind to me.
Wow.
I'll give you
what
this.
a-
Still
what
a 12.
You're not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a 12 is fine. Okay.
25 for
25.
me.
Okay, let's start with what you see. Let's start with what you see. What you see immediately in front of you, this towering structure. You see that it sits atop this island of crystal, almost, from underneath. It looks like it's like floating rock with this crystal base that's like sharpened to the point at the bottom. But there is no other land around it. This island holds this tower and nothing else. No path around it. No path off of it. Just this tower. And the closer you get to it, the taller it seems to get. And the more you feel as though, kind of dipping into Azram's vibe check, that you are being watched.
Oh.
by an enormous presence, and it's almost those eyes on those masks. Though they are transfixed in place, and through their orifices, so this light is just beaming outward, you can't help but feel as though if there were eyes, you would see them looking down at you. And magically, there is a lot going on here, obviously. You've already brought up the consequences of putting a demiplane inside a demiplane, but the amount of magic it takes to create something like this in general is immense. It requires a resource that we haven't talked a lot about in the lore, but basically all magic that's kind of weird and technically unnatural is born from a resource, a crystal called Arkan. There's not a lot of it in the south, but the sovereignty has like a monopoly on it, if that makes sense.
How do you spell that?
Arkan.
Damn.
And from what you can tell, whatever this is would take a massive amount of arcane energy, which either means they have a lot of this material or they have something else that could substitute for it, or whoever casted this is incredibly powerful for some reason.
Does it kind of look like the crystals underneath it could be possibly something that I've heard about?
From this distance, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay.
It doesn't have any distinct look. Arkan really does,
Okay.
and I don't think you've ever gotten close enough to
Probably
any
not.
significant amount to recognize it in
Okay.
that huge amount. But the crystal underneath is like this pastel almost color. It's very beautiful to look at, but immediately looking past it, you just see endless darkness that could go on for forever, which you might not want to think about right now as you're crossing the
Yeah,
bridge.
he's not looking down.
You all make your way to the foot of the tower, an enormous archway, the same marble of the Coliseum of Champions, beckoning you to enter. What do you do?
What do y'all think?
Who's going first?
I can go first.
I'll tell you guys about the whole Arkan thing. About the whole... This is like really powerful shit.
I can feel it, Shazan says, as he a shiver runs down his spine. It feels like crushing force around me, like anything could just tear us apart at any moment.
I don't think we were coming in undetected.
Oh, we're definitely being watched.
You push forward, correct?
We're gonna go into the front door.
There's only one entrance.
Alright,
it
here we
seems.
go.
As you approach, there is like a massive sort of gate in front of you. A opalescent door that just opens for you. Opening into a chamber filled with light. You immediately can hear, walking in as the door opens, very calming noises. The running water of a spring. The very faint humming of harps off in the distance. Almost the illusion that there is bird song in the air, yet you know there to be no other living creatures, at least not that you can sense in this space, as you are ushered into this massive and echoing place. You can see that the tower itself is not separated, at least from what you can tell, by floors. You can see all the way to the top. This dizzying, almost sensation as you turn, craning your neck upwards to see the multitudes of floors. This sort of curved archway look It stretches around these Colosseum pillars almost. And you can see that decorating every pillar, from the top to the bottom, are masks. Masks of many, many colors, expressions, all of them in their own ways beautiful and grotesque. This area itself, this floor, is all actually fairly well furnished, beautifully upholstered, seating areas, meticulously designed fountains that flow into the source of that sound that you could hear, these indoor waterfalls, like springs, almost. An abundance of crystalline flora, palm trees, bushes that bear fruit. However, the centerpiece of this area is an elevator, much like the one you saw in the Champions Coliseum. It is housed in a cylindrical chute at the very center, doors opalescent, shimmering, all stretching to the very top. Make a perception check, everyone, or whatever check you would like to make in this case.
Any vibe check.
Yes. There's also 2 statues that are by the elevator itself. They are these very tall, sort of standing porcelain statues holding like these pots in each hand, draped in these flowing white robes that are carved so meticulously as to look as though they are flowing in the wind. A crown of wreathed gold atop their heads, and a jester mask on both of their faces.
20 for perception over here.
17 for investigation. I'm gonna investigate around the elevator.
Okay.
12. Perception, it is.
Okay. So, you move around this echoing space. Aona is sort of stunned by all of this, and Dresden, keeping more of a watchful eye than even Aona is, as he is taken off guard by everything in here, and Dresden is still staying alert on the lookout for anybody that could be lurking in the hallways of this place. But nothing seems out of the ordinary, especially because everything is out of the ordinary. This place is luxurious. It looks relaxing, peaceful, almost. A welcome respite after the past few hours. Vincent, you walk towards the elevator and begin to investigate around, making your way around the central column, but there's no markings or indentations except for at the front of the elevator. All it says: "Come, worthy champions. Let the games begin."
That's us.
That's a taunt.
And
No.
Oh my god.
And as
Pointed
you
out.
are sort of staring up at this, beautiful, isn't it? The voice apparating from somewhere.
Do we all hear it, or is it just Vincent?
You all hear it. You turn towards where Vincent is at the elevator. You all sort of getting down into position. Dresden already conjuring an eldritch blast.
Dagger out.
And it's like, it's another Tuesday, another voice in my head.
And you notice that one of the statues' heads has turned towards you.
That's what I was looking for. Move.
Welcome, challengers.
Huh.
What do you mean by that challengers part?
Oh my god.
Please, gather round, take a seat, take respite for it may be the last you receive for quite some time.
Does the other
Hearing.
one start moving?
Only one starts moving.
Okay.
Do you want to explain what's going on here? Or
Who are you?
Of course. All in due time. I don't believe we've met. Though, I have been keeping my eye on you all for quite some time.
Okay.
You may already know of me, however. A title. The statue sits upon one of the upholstered seatings, their back to a hot spring pouring vibrant, rejuvenating waters.
How big is the statue again? Sorry.
The statue is probably taller than your average human, so it's probably like about 8 feet tall or something along those lines, but it's quite lanky. And its proportions are a little exaggerated.
But does it look like, I'm so sorry, does it look like the other statue? Are they identical?
They are identical statues.
And it's moving kind of human-like? Like it's moving...
It's moving kind of
like
human-like.
walking.
It's just walking.
It's just...
pot in one hand. You see it sort of place the pot down. Sit. Take a relaxed seat. Please, if you would, I would ask that you lower your guards, though I suppose that is quite a arduous task at this moment.
We're not here for any trouble. We just sort of wandered in.
Oh, well.
So,
Unfortunately, your being here is an indication of some form of trouble. As this place is, well, inaccessible to those that are not worthy. And yet here you all are. Forgive me, my manners. I'm the ferryman, and I would like to welcome you to my domain, the Tower of Masks. Oh, I see those sour looks, and I should explain. You are guests of mine now. Entering into this space has cemented this. And I'd like to make an offer, because you've gone quite off course from what I thought you would do. And it's very intriguing to me. The Jester's mask just turns, scanning over all of you, unmoving and widely smiling. But the voice underneath is calm, collected. I don't know how you learned of this place, the directions to get here, and I have an idea of who you all may be beneath those disguises, though no confirmation. But I don't want to punish you. No, quite the opposite. I have taken quite an interest in you all if you all are who I believe you to be. So a friendly wager, one that others have attempted before and been unable to best. One, of course, who is in the throes of this, currently in quite a desperate state. Before I continue, though, I suppose you have a lot of questions for me, and I'm happy to answer them as best as I can.
Who are you?
hey, baby.
Many competitors' first question, of course. I am simply somebody who carries a lot of responsibility.
What is your name? More specific, I guess.
You'll have to forgive me. In this realm, I am the ferryman, and I would ask that if I show you the kindness of not asking for your true identities, you do me the same kindness.
So-
As names are quite powerful, as you must know.
If I tell you my name, will you tell me yours?
I don't feel as though a wager like that is in my best interest. I'm sorry.
Do you like your job?
Does one like any job? Truly?
Did you work for this position, or did you just stumble upon it?
There was quite an amount of blood, sweat, and tears that brought me to this position, of course. And I toiled. I worked. And eventually I was chosen as the only one fit to hold this position. To hold the reins, as it were.
Is there a vote?
No. At least, not one that you would recognize.
Why have you gathered the people that you have at this racing event?
Well, I have business. Dealings that, once again, hold the fate of the world in balance. You see, there are forces at work and powers on the move constantly building over this past decade, even years and years, all coming to a head, I would say. And if I am not at the center of it, then, well, someone else will be. And I find that to be unfavorable. I find it to be, how to put this? I believe that what's coming, only I am equipped to handle.
And why's that?
Because you're just so strong.
Because I worked for it. I toiled. I sacrificed. I've done things I'm not proud of. But
You want more. You're greedy. Like everyone else in power.
I suppose to a group like you, you may look at it like that. But the view is different from up here.
In your penthouse? What makes you so special? You're no different than any other person. I've toiled and worked and done things I'm not proud of, and so has everybody in this room. What makes you special? That you should be at the center of some new world order.
Perspective. But I suppose that's something you will come to learn with time. You see, I am not here to fight. And if it is a fight you want, I can certainly bring it to you. But I want to give you a chance. Thus bringing me, and the statue extends its arms outward towards the opalescent elevator, to the game. If you are who I think you are, there are a number of things that you want in this world. Everyone has wants, needs. I would seek to help you gain that. To bring freedom, to bring answers, to bring power to you. Should you prove that you are worthy of it?
In exchange for what?
A performance. This tower is a creation of my own mind. in it over 120 different challenges. If you can face 3 of them and reach the top of the tower, you will find me.
You.
Me. Real name, real face, everything.
And that's where you'll kill us, right?
Or we'll be stuck under your liege, right?
Not exactly. Anything can happen. It is the curse of those who bear the mask that the game exists. That the reins can belong to anyone. It is by design that the game is offered to you, despite how I may protest. It is the way of things. So, when you reach the top, you have every right to claim the mask as I had.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't want it.
I realize. Though I can sense that in some of you, the mention of it stirs something. Despite the mask, you can somehow feel your eyes drift around, briefly stopping at one point and then moving forward, but you're not sure on who. Do you want to give an insight check?
Insight, I'll roll insight. Yeah.
23.
20.
20, 23. The eyes actually stop at 2 different places. One at Hazram. And one at Dresden. Who kind of narrows.
These bitches want
then
power.
Looks away. It's tempting, surely. But a more concrete answer is, and this is assuming I'm right, the freedom and lives of your friends. And you see the statue sort of raise an arm and pull water from the pot that kind of forms into this kind of screen, this display. You see this sort of these hazy visions. And you see on one of them, seated, watching the snag race, Deville. And the other one, currently being tended to by nurses, Renier.
I'm gonna rip your head off, mate. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You see, there is a way to lose the game. And that is by giving up.
You keep them out of this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must use every piece available to me, as that is the way of things. You see, the power I have, I'd quite like to hold on to. But the game needs players. The mask requires it. And so incentive for you to take the elevator is necessary. You see, the moment you entered this domain, they became a part of this too. And you see, the images change on different merriment members. I'm sure you can guess who were under those masks.
Let our tenses up.
Believe it or not, I'm actually here because someone wants me to kill you.
Well, Okay, Ezra. Here we go.
And such is the way of things. The statue leans back. So, when you're ready, when you're rested, climb. Take the elevator. Your options will be presented to you. You're free to rest here. Sleep if you'd like. Time passes normally in here, though, so keep that in mind, as unfortunately for you all, you do have a bit of a clock. You are expected, if you are, who I assume you are, to race tomorrow.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, I'm not who you think I am.
Not who you think I am.
I'm not who you think I am.
Surely someone like you should be able to see through disguises, right?
I'll leave that up to you to determine.
Do you think I'm cute? Sorry.
Don't cut it, actually. Don't cut it.
So you can see through my disguise, so, like, what do you think?
What do you think?
Brushes the porcelain.
You see the porcelain turn a little pink. It's blushing.
It's like cream.
Once you take the elevator, though, there are no rests.
Well then, I guess I'll see you at the top.
I suppose you will. You see them sort of pick up their pot as the water is redirected just
Break the pot.
into it. Solemnly walk back to their place, take their pose. Put on a good show. I'll be watching.
No one always is, I guess.
Freezes. You all are left there. You may rest and discuss what you are going to do before you head in, but as soon as you get in there, I'm going to present you with 2 choices between challenges, and you can choose one of them.
It's like the Amazing Race.
Vincent's pacing around, and he's, like, angry, and he's like, I can't believe they would bring my hair into this. Oh my, like, just, like, shouting, like, pissed.
Well, at least we finally got to meet the fireman. This strange place.
Cocky, arrogant son of a bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
Oh, that's the goal, I guess, at the end of this.
Yeah.
Why did we enter? Why did we come here? This was such a bad idea.
Then turn back.
I don't know why I can't do that.
Well, then, let's start thinking about how we're going to move forward.
Dresden sort of patiently just looks on at the elevator, almost just so serious. It looks as though he's ready to go, like, right now. And Auna just takes a moment to sit by the spring and breathe, looking on at the water.
Is anyone still hurt?
Oh, I'm fine.
I am, but
Let's sit and
Wait a minute.
think and prepare.
Okay. You all take a seat in the entry hall of the Tower of Masks. The task ahead of you, monumental. Out of character. We can either take a break here, or you can talk to somebody if you'd like. If you would like to
We'll
prepare with the talk to each other or talk to the NPCs as you rest. But
I might talk to Dresden. Sorry.
sorry, go for it.
I don't know if anybody else.
Ladar,
Do whatever you like. Talk to each other. Talk to yourselves. You check
but I
your
was like,
notebook.
oh,
If you'd like.
I might do that.
Sure.
Yeah. She'll probably sit alone, like just somewhere like.
Vincent, anyone you're talking to? Aona is available. You can join in Azram in Dresden.
I think I'm gonna sit somewhere far enough away to be alone, but not out of earshot. And I'm gonna have my head in my hands.
Okay.
Ladar might actually sit by where Auna is, but not talk. Just sit wherever he is.
He just rests. He's meditating in a way, just taking in the environment and the sounds. And as I'm talking to Dresden,
Yeah.
what you doing?
What's Dresden looking like? How's he doing?
Dresden, noticing that no one else is ready at this point, has taken a seat over on one of the upholsteries and is just thinking. You can see him just scanning the area with his eyes, his hands sort of ringing in a way as though he's just contemplating the situation that you all are in.
Does this remind you of anything?
Nostalgia in a bad way? Sure.
I know.
Hopefully these trials aren't similar. But I have a feeling that, cut from the same cloth is the expression that comes from mind.
I mean, we've made it through them before.
So we'll do it again.
At the end of your trials, what did you have to do?
Dresden, as casual as he can, just stretches out his neck a bit. You hear the cracks of it. Probably the same thing you did, he says.
Can't get much worse than that then, huh?
That's what I thought too. Working under him, you unfortunately get used to it. And the terms innocent and guilty, they become things of the past. Language that doesn't help in that line of work.
Well, I haven't gotten used to it, so.
Stay that way. I admire you for it.
We are gonna get through this. We're gonna make sure that we get through this, and we're gonna get through it with a level head.
The anger is at a simmer. Not a boil anymore. And when I reach the top, we will take on the ferryman. And we'll win.
And then what?
I suppose we'll find out. I'm gonna nap for a while. I haven't slept very well.
Do you want to cuddle?
Kayla.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You can keep it in. This bench doesn't seem fit for it. But the warmth could be nice.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, yo, what the fuck? So now our bitch are gonna be like, hey, yo. Get in there.
Cutting
Apologize.
on over to actually Vincent.
I think, yeah, he's just kind of contemplating things. I think he would, probably do two things. He'd probably write another letter, like a black box kind of thing, where it's like, if anybody comes across this, if I die. And then also, I think he would take out the bracelet he got, and he would just hold it in his hands.
The bracelet is made up of beautiful gems. Roughly cut, but exuding a sense of warmth in your hand. And you hold in one hand. As you hold the bracelet in the hand that the name had been written before, it's in a contrast to just how cold the tip of that pen felt. You hold the bracelet in one hand and a letter to be found
Just in case.
on your corpse. You feel a sort of shadow cast over you for a moment as Auna has walked up, breaking you from a bit of a trance, and outstretched, you see his holding out his water skin to you.
Thanks. I'll take it.
You seem as though, and he's trying to find the right words. That there are a lot of thoughts going through your mind. And cold water helps me to clear that feeling a bit. So, if it helps you, then please, feel free.
Thanks.
He looks down at the bracelet in your hand. Letter, not knowing the context for either. It says, I too wish for Rainier to be safe. And we will make it out of your life. There is simply too much to do to die here.
You know, Anna, I think you and me are a lot alike.
Really?
Yeah. I think both of us have found new reasons for living recently. You know?
He smiles at you.
I could be wrong about that, of course. I don't know if you care or think much about purpose or anything like that, but
He looks at you, and with a smile on his face, very directly. You have a very good way with words.
no, I
has
do
taken-
not. I do not at all.
Better than me, at least. It's taken me a while to figure out what that sentiment was. I agree with you. And I think I see it.
It's strange, isn't it? Feeling that.
It's nice.
Just sucks that now that I finally want to live, I might die. But it's fine.
He sits with you, says, You ever practice breathing?
He looks taken aback. No, I can breathe just fine.
He
What do you
thinks
mean?
for a moment.
I breathe every day.
Blink, blink. just like blinking his eyes, and he's like, intentional breathing, concentrated to calm yourself.
Oh, no, I don't do any of that.
It's a way for you to connect to one of the most basic gifts of the gods, Zuvo's gift of breath.
Oh, interesting.
We, as beings of Afra, we are basking in that gift when we breathe, and we take time to think about it. And it helps to calm the heart. So,
Give it a shot. Anything could help at this point.
let's breathe.
All right, what am I doing?
He basically takes you through counting of breaths, the holding, the feeling of taking air into your lungs, holding it there and following its journey, circulating all the way until it is back out into the universe. And by the end of it, there is a bit of a slow in your heart. It is the easiest way to quiet the noise, at least in my opinion.
That'll be useful. Because there's been a lot of noise recently.
He smiles at you again. And the smile reaches his eyes as he says, I'm glad.
Oh, your water skin. Here you go. I'm not going to drink all of it. So, you can have it back.
As you two have that moment, Ladara, you are sat at the edge of the spring.
Yes.
What are you doing?
She'll sit for a moment and then, out of comfort and familiarity, will pull out her notebook.
The notebook itself is something that, it's difficult to read in a way, for a lot of reasons, mostly because your mother wrote a lot. These pages are many, many, many pages interspliced with drawings, interspliced with, random thoughts that cut off other thoughts. Your mother's writing style is very stream of consciousness, talking about exactly what she experienced in the world that she wandered. Go ahead and make a notebook check for me. Notebook checks, if you'll remember, are checks that determine if there's anything in the notebook that is relevant to your current situation.
That'd be cuckoo crazy. 23.
Okay. You take your time trying to just flip through the pages, not starting from any particular area until you land upon a drawing of a tower. It seems as though, from what you can read, is that she needed to help a friend. Somebody, as your mother wrote, in a bit too deep with no sign of land. And she acted before she thought. And now she found herself in a very similar situation. A set of games in front of her that she needed to best. But she doesn't speak about them with fear. She speaks about them triumphantly. And though the story is missing details, and it's so excited in its pacing, talking about the amazing things she saw and the danger she bested. She talks about how she found a sad old figure at the top and simply let them know their game had been bested, made them release her friend, and walked away.
Wow.
Bad bitch. Is that all I hear? Is that all I read?
Make a luck check for me. I want you.
So straight roll?
Yeah, straight roll.
You got it.
11 to 20, there will be one extra bit of information.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Cool.
There is not much information there after that. Much of the trials are these talks of amazing and destructive beasts and trials that really seek to break your spirit. And she talks about the last trial. She talks about walking alone, hearing the voice behind her calling to her. Hearing her family, her brother. And the temptation that came with it.
Had an uncle?
The sorrow. The only time that it breaks from this triumphant tone into a somber nostalgia. But she remembers the feeling of crossing that threshold and never looking back.
Ayo, what the zippity doodah is up? It's Michaela, and welcome to the break. I know what you're thinking. You're like, gosh darn, it's so exciting to have Michaela back for a break so soon. You didn't know you have me, and honestly, I didn't know you have me either, but here I am. Let's have some fun. I know what you guys are all wondering, where the frickety doodah is Christian, and he texted me because I have his phone number. Why did I say that? He texted me and said, BRB, learning the secrets of old gods, LMAO, with a couple O's. And then he also sent a picture of Luffy from One Piece. So I think he's fine. He's a pretty friendly guy, so I'm sure that he'll be able to, just talk his way out of it. But let's get on to this week's break. First on our list, our sponsor, Dungeon Depths. Have you ever wanted quality gaming supplies with character? Well, you need to go to shopdungeondepths.com and check it out. Dungeon Depths recently had a dice restock, and as of me recording this break, there is still some dice left. So go over to Shop Dungeon Depths and check out what they got. And if you use code SOFTPOD at checkout, you will get 10% off. On top of this amazing dice restock, recently Dungeon Depths and the Strings of Fate podcast celebrated our first anniversary with each other. It's been such an amazing time having such a lovely and wonderful sponsor, so please everyone go to shopdungeondepths.com and check it out. Dungeon Depths also sponsors our giveaways over here at the Strings of Fate podcast, and as of recording this, we haven't picked a winner yet, but if you go right now, I gave you a second to let go, you will see the winner of this week's giveaway. Congratulations to you. I hope you have a great day because you deserve it. Speaking of really awesome and lovely people, I have now gone to the part of the break where I get to shout out some patrons. And I know what you're thinking, how, Michaela, do I get you to say my name in the break? And the answer is money. Yes. Okay, sorry. The answer is by subscribing to our Patreon. I'm not gonna lie, guys, we actually have some really exciting things planned for the Patreon. We can't really say yet, but be on the lookout because I think you're really gonna like what we got coming, and we just want to make sure it's perfect for you. So go subscribe to our Patreon, and these people do, so I'm gonna read their names right now. We have Marifa, Camila, Esra, Morgan, and Marland. Congratulations for being in my break once again, and not Christian's. The last two things I'm going to hit real quick is our Discord. Go to our Discord and join it. If you don't remember the last time I talked about it, I got really passionate about it and I still feel the same way. So go to our Discord, our community Discord, and join. We have live chats, we have fun. You've heard it a million times. Don't know why you're not there yet. And also, I would like to make a special shout out to our social media. Our social media team has been killing it recently, but also we have some more exciting announcements that you will catch if you go and follow our social media at The Strings of Fate on Instagram and at _ The Strings of Fate on Twitter. And if you're going on Twitter, don't forget to use #SoftPod because we check that hashtag and Christian gets names for NPCs and people make friends and you see things you like and it's a good old time, so go use it. But I think that might be all from me. I'm not editing the music in on this episode, so Christian, please put some funky and cool music underneath me because I have a brand to keep up. And if you don't, well, we're not friends anymore. I'm just kidding. We're still friends, but please, the music. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the episode. It's a pretty crazy episode. And let me know what you think and have a great day. Bye.
For a moment, Ladara, you just get kind of lost in the pages. Yes, there is this heaviness in your heart because the words sound exactly like how she talked and exactly how she used to tell stories to you. And that break from the immersion always comes with the crushing realization that she's not there. And so when the rest ends, when the others gather around you and you feel sort of a tap on your shoulder from Auna.
Oh. Sorry, everyone.
We're getting ready to go.
Oh, all right. Well, you guys.
You alright?
Look at this. My mother's been here before.
What? Really?
Look, she drew a picture of it. She did this.
So that means she made it out alive?
She made it out alive, and she apparently did great.
Oh, perfect. What does she say? I mean, is there anything that can help us?
Well, he did say there were 120 different rooms, right? So we're probably not going to get the same ones, but she battled beasts and did all these quests and puzzles, and she did everything so confidently. She was so powerful.
You take after her.
Oh God, I don't know about that. So I'm gonna be just as confident as her. We're gonna do this.
Sure, yeah, that's hope.
She did it.
Yeah, so we got this. We're fine.
With all of us together. She actually kind of has a smile on her face, just a little bit.
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever in her whole life.
Confirmation that it's not impossible is always nice.
It's not. And she had a friend, and she freed them, so that means that maybe I could do the same. But after, well, before we kill him, of course. 'Cause, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a maybe. We're going to beat this game. We're going to win.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
You all make your way up to the elevator doors. two statues stand stoically. You can't help but feel eyes on you. A multitude of them, as every mask in here looks as though it is turned.
Ew.
Hundreds upon hundreds of stories of masks, all looking down. The button is pressed. The doors. Seemingly normal, simple, gilded and opalescent on the inside. You all step inside, and as the last of you filter in, the doors close behind you. In front of you, you see two sort of button plates that are blank currently. You watch as the metal on it bubbles and just the shape of it changing, engravings beginning to form, and two options appear next to buttons: the trial of burden or the trial of futility.
So something that is a burden or something that is futile? I don't know.
I feel like a button's easier to get through.
I suppose so.
I think we're fucked either way, so let's just go.
All right, and now press the burden. Ding.
I'm
We're
scared.
like-
What does that mean?
I know. We just gotta make some fast decisions, you know? Either way.
The elevator begins to move upward. This one, there are no glass walls. You just feel as though you are moving for quite some time. Silent, all tense. As suddenly, it stops. The doors open. In front of you, you see 4 unlit torches, one on each corner of a stage of marble. At its center, housed in a divot in the ground, a spherical celestial body. A craterous representation of the moon resting. And as you pass into the room, you see that statue standing there, a pot of water in its hands. Welcome to the trial of burden. As you all enter, the goal is simple. Raise the boulder onto your shoulders and hold it for 1 minute. Every time the boulder is raised and held for that period of time, a torch will alight. After all 4 torches have been lit, the elevator will unlock, and your next 2 options will be presented.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah, I got it. I'm strong.
Do we have
Yeah.
a time limit on this, or just...
There's no time limit. Simply
Do it.
until you are ready, or until you're ready to give up.
Right.
Not gonna happen. Who's first?
Okay.
Let's think this through before anybody goes to pick up the giant fucking rock. Who's got things that can make things lighter? Or make people stronger?
Are we able to temper with it? Or...
You turn to the statue and says, the game itself has been refined over hundreds of years to be untamperable in terms of the use of magic, though I feel as though those traditional solutions may not be of use to you here. But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. The voice just settles from the statue. It doesn't move, just holds that pose. So.
All right.
Dresden says. Strongest people. Who's first? Who's strongest?
Sure,
I got it.
Not me.
Yeah, I want to also at the same time as I got it.
No, I got it.
You'll both do it,
Do we
all
have
right?
to do it
It's
one
not
at a time,
competition.
or
I
can we
do
just
it
all?
first?
Well,
Just
there's
to
only one
test
boulder.
as a baseline.
Yeah. There's only one boulder?
There's only one boulder.
Okay, fine. I don't know. Go ahead. Sure.
Give it a shot.
Dresden says,
I'll let my little brother go and...
Aona
not
hangs
the
his
time
head
to do
for a
this.
moment.
Good luck.
Aona makes his way over, and he kind of puts both hands on it. And you see him sort of brace for a moment as he bends down to try and pick it up. And I'll make a check first. You see him brace. Then you see him sort of quizzically look. He just kind of easily lifts it.
Gotcha.
And then he places it. He says, huh. It's much lighter than and you see him get it onto his shoulders before you see his face go sheer white and his whole body start to shake.
Oh, God.
And he just sort of
Oh, no.
falls backwards, the boulder stopping right above his head as it.
What the hell was that? What? You
Are
alright?
you all right? Oh, no. Breathe.
What did you see?
Are you all right?
I'm sorry. I won't mess up again.
Oh, no.
I won't mess up again.
No.
God.
I'll turn to the statue and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yes. You see, the boulder itself is quite light, actually. It's the effect that it has once it touches your shoulders. That is quite the difficult part. The boulder is a burden, that is true. But it represents something. The emotional burden that holds you down. That which you can't let go of. That which you are ashamed of. Those doubts and negativities that you hold about yourselves and each other.
Gods, of course.
Auna's current state, as it is can be described as the status condition currently incapacitated.
Oh my God.
As he is completely unable to speak or move.
Oh my
Oh my God.
Hasn't he been traumatized enough?
No,
today?
literally.
He's gone through so
Okay,
much.
well,
He had the boulder on his shoulders for approximately 2 seconds.
oh, great. Awesome.
Great, awesome, yeah.
So,
Wonderful.
if someone else would like to attempt,
I'll go.
Dresden looks. Are you sure
I'm
about this?
Yes.
We don't even know how to get
There's
around
no other
this.
way, is there?
Well, but there might be.
I'm gonna go.
Just remember, Ladara, when you're putting it on you, just remember
That's
that
all right. Just,
it's all lies, alright?
just like my mother did.
The statue's voice cuts through as Ladara is like beginning to lift it. Oh, on the contrary. These are deep-seated beliefs. Things that you believe about yourselves, your friends, your past, maybe things that have happened to you before. So I think they're far from lies. They're true, at least to you. As you begin,
We'll find out, I guess.
you lift the boulder above your head and begin to lower it onto your shoulders. It is surprisingly light. And as it rests upon your shoulders, you know exactly why Aona could not hold this. In a flash, you see it all. Your absolute worst. the lowest points of your life. You see burning villages. You hear screams. You hear pleading for your life. You see horror that you have faced with your party. You see the moments, the small ones. You see leaving a lover, a campsite, at her most vulnerable. And you see betrayal at the edge of a sword from someone you treasured. Ladar, I need to ask you now, what do you do in this split second as you see this? And if there is anything else that you see.
Do I let go of it?
It's going to depend on your answer right here and now.
She sees violet eyes and blood. So much blood. And she's sobbing. But she is holding on for her life.
All of this happens in the span of 3 seconds. You feel an emotional attack on your very being. Every negative thought you have ever had about any of your party members, the people in your life, it all comes to you at once. I need you to make a check for me, and this is going to seem strange, but I need you to make a notebook check. The reason being, I left it in kind of vague what challenges your mother went to. And there are several ways that this can be solved, but you specifically get these checks to see if she experienced the same challenge that you did right here, right now. It's pretty high DC.
It's a 9.
You search for comforting words, and there are none. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
No, not those.
Fuck. It's a 5. Oh.
You are paralyzed for a minute as you drop the boulder, feeling the weight of your emotions far too heavily on your own shoulders, and the boulder falls before levitating and landing back in its dais as you fall to your knees. Dresden walks up and sort of puts an arm on you and says, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, come here, everyone. Let's just get some water, something, for both of them. Auna, Ladar, move them aside.
Jesus.
She's just like weeping.
Well, who's next?
Let's think
This
about
is-
this in another way. Maybe there's another solution here.
It's rigged. Dresden turns around and looks at the statue and says, "You son of a bitch. This is an impossible game, and you knew that from the beginning!" He says, he flings out an Eldritch Bolt and shatters the head of the statue.
Oh my god.
Calm down, buddy.
Oh my god.
Dresden, what did I say about keeping cool?
They're gonna kill our friends because
I don't.
trapped in here.
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do about it except try to get out.
I understand your frustration.
So from here, the game is set. You all need, 4 of you need to get this boulder
Can someone do it
above your
twice?
heads. If you can handle it, you
Okay, I was
can,
just wondering,
certainly.
like hypothetically, like.
If someone can do it twice, but you
Either me
will
or-
incur worse and worse consequences for continued attempts
So
if you fail.
me and Auna are gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, unless someone does it twice.
Yep.
Basically,
Unless
yeah.
someone does it twice. your
Well,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah, one person is gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Jason is trying to calm himself down and take deep breaths as you hear the voice say, I had expected you to get a bit farther than this.
Do you have to keep talking? Really?
It's part of the fun.
But there's gotta be some way to make it easier. Lighten the load of some kind. Is there anything else in this room?
Nope.
This? Are you sure?
Damn.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying.
You're not lying? You're
I'm
sure?
not lying.
Can I check?
You can check.
It's 2.
Maybe.
Okay.
Not really.
a
Not even a
trapdoor.
cobweb.
Alright, can I take one of the torches off the wall?
The torches are these more, I guess I described them, they're more like braziers, where they're
Okay.
like these big kind of pits of fire that there currently is no fire in.
How does Auna look?
Auna is slowly recovering, muttering to himself, and then taking his own advice and just breathing.
Maybe we take it. Vincent's just thinking. He's thinking out loud.
Mhm.
So, yeah. I don't know if you guys want to talk to each other.
Azram would try. He'd probably eventually just be like, all right, and try.
Wait. Can you do it outside of the area? That little... There's like a pit, right?
Well, there is like a stage, basically. You walk up to a stage. The only reason there's like a divot, basically, is to hold the thing in place so it doesn't roll away. There's like a divot being like a circular indent in the ground where the ball like sits.
I just didn't know if you could take it out of the stage area.
Well, to do that, you have to lift it, and I
mean-
guess you could lift it out and then try and do it outside of the stage, if you'd like. Up to you.
I think Azram would just pick it up and throw that bitch on its shoulders.
You, full confidence, take the boulder. As
Just gonna kick his
Dresden
ass
looks
like
on. You experienced this memory once before. It's not as shocking, but something about it in this setting just increases the weight. And to describe it a bit more, it's strange. Your body feels as though it's getting weaker, but it feels like the boulder's getting heavier as you are experiencing this. Seeing your moments flash by, seeing the years you lived before you met the others, doing whatever it took to get by, to make it to the next day on your own. Seeing what you did to protect Ladara, and that innocent man's face as you plunged the knife into his ribcage. Azram, what do you do with what you are seeing? Do you say or do anything?
I think Azram would focus on breathing. He would try to like calm himself down as much as he could.
Interesting. You are trying to calm yourself down by breathing. But at the rapid pace that all of this is hitting you, it's becoming harder and harder to just keep a steady rhythm. As your breath is shaky. The boulder on your shoulders. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
17.
17
Not bad.
is not enough.
Oh my god.
The boulder falls as Remy are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Holy shit.
The weight of your burden is
Jesus Christ.
too heavy for you to take alone.
Oh my god. What's the DC? I'll figure it out, I guess.
You certainly will. That leaves 2. as Auna is kind of getting back up at this point and taking deep breaths.
I don't know that any of us are strong enough to deal with that.
Are you forfeiting?
No.
Am I
God,
still
fuck off.
paralyzed?
You are just getting out of it.
Okay.
Probably. Just starting to get out of it. Then what are we supposed to do?
Can we hold it all together?
Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, if the burden is too much to handle alone.
Do we have to do it on our shoulders or over our heads?
I don't know.
Maybe we could try.
Let's try it. Is that alright with everyone?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Adam's out. But,
Adam's like,
Oh.
I'll assume that you all waited.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna wait till Adam's not paralyzed.
Yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, we'll wait a little bit.
So, minutes pass. You wait for your compatriots to gather themselves. For those of you that have already done this, there is extreme fear in doing this again. The pain at the worst moment, right before dropping it, both mentally and physically, was close to unbearable. And the thought of doing it again is daunting, to say the least. But you all approach it, getting around it, trying to position yourselves to somehow get this onto each of your shoulders. Some of you off to the sides helping. The weight rests on all of your shoulders. And at once, there is that flash of memories of your own, of the traumas you've endured. Vincent, every piercing voice, everything that Astera had ever told you, everything that you had ever been driven to do, things you don't even remember that you did to survive, and the bloodless, pale faces of the other swords of fortune at your hands. You feel the weight begin to increase. But then you begin to see the others, their memories. You feel their burden, and as it's shouldered onto you, the boulder gets lighter. As the flashes of what everyone in this room has experienced, the flashes of horror that they've seen in their lives, when you see that, you can feel what they felt, and you can feel how it hurts them now. Yet somehow, the boulder gets lighter. One torch lights as you all continue to hold it. For those of you that see Auna and Dresden's memories, for Auna you see a heavy hand that did not tolerate failure. You see and feel pain, cruel and unusual. You hear words meant to tear you down and build you back stronger, but only accomplishing the former. And for Dresden, you see his family. You see people who were kind in the face of adversity, a mother who worked every last day to build a better future for him and his little sister. And you see it taken away from him by the cruelty and callousness of one man. But for him, for Auna, the boulder gets lighter.